Welcome to Power Project SARMageddon. Some of you might already be familiar with this series. For everyone else, in case you missed it, it was originally posted on Mark Bell's Power Project YouTube channel, but we've decided to go ahead and move everything over to this channel. So to catch you guys up to speed, we're going to replay every episode, and from here on out, every new episode can be seen here on this channel. Thank you and enjoy.
What if a scientist came up with something better than anabolic steroids?
Do you have an opinion on SARMs?
I think it's pretty clear that they work.
We did some research on SARMs. You will typically have the same or worse side effects as an anabolic steroid.
SARMs, they can tell your muscle cells to grow without all the noise and mess caused by anabolic steroids.
I would say if you're going to do anything, just do juice.
Are equally as damaging as oral steroids.
Yes, pretty much what steroids do, just kind of on a lower level.
Do you think other types of supplements might die if SARMs become more acceptable?
I'll tell you what Big Pharma and the big supplement industry thinks is yes.
I haven't seen anything impressive from taking SARMs.
In my opinion, SARMs are a complete waste. If you're going to do SARMs, you might as well do anabolics.
So which is it? SARMs either kind of work or they don't work at all. SARMs either have no side effects or worse side effects than anabolic steroids. I'm here to figure that out. My name is Andrew Zaragoza, and this is Power Project SARMageddon. A disclaimer and a warning to anybody that's about to watch this video. The views and opinions in this video are just that, views and opinions. Everything you see is going to be done for research and entertainment purposes only. I do not advise nor condone the use of anything you're about to see in this video. Everything is just for entertainment purposes only. Whatever you do with the information you get from this video is all up to you, but ultimately, don't be stupid. Now, you guys are going to get real familiar with that disclaimer screen because it's going to be played before every single video from here on out. Okay, with that said, welcome to Power Project SARMageddon. My name is Andrew Zaragoza, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about who I am. I am a Sacramento native, and I'm actually used to being on the other side of the camera as I am the lead photographer for the Super Training Gym. I also produce Mark Bell's Power Project podcast, and amongst many other things, I've been skinny my entire life. Ever since I was a kid, I was always the super skinny, scrawny kid. And even though I was into sports, because everybody was bigger, faster, stronger than me, it pushed me away from that. It pushed me away from fitness. It pushed me away from wanting to actually get into the gym. So I actually didn't get a gym membership until I was about 27 years old. Now, I've been training since then, but no matter what I've tried, whether it be supplements, different programs, I've never been able to put on size and strength. Now, over the past year, I've made the most progress I've made my entire life. I've been training with Mark Bell almost every day, but even with that said, I still can't quite break 180 pounds. I'm usually hovering around 178 to 181. No matter what I do, that's just where I stay. Now, a lot of people don't really understand what it's like for somebody who's quote unquote a hard gainer. If I ate whatever I wanted, just imagine your everyday cheat meal. If I had that literally every day, we're talking pizza, hamburger, fries, cereal. If I ate that every single day, I would drop down to 165 pounds. That's me at 6 feet tall. No matter what I do, I just cannot maintain or gain weight. Ever since watching the documentary Bigger, Stronger, Faster, I've been really intrigued with the idea of taking performance-enhancing drugs. However, I am a big baby and I cannot do needles. No matter what, I've been told by so many people that it's not that big of a deal. However, when I go just give blood or have blood drawn, it's kind of a big event. So with that in mind, doing steroids is definitely out of the question. So then comes the rise of SARMs. And I'll tell you guys right now, I am no expert in anything that this series is gonna cover. That's why I am bringing other people in to school you guys on everything that's happening. The biggest reason why I wanted to make this docu-series is because of all the access I have to amazing people. Like I said, I produce Mark Bell's Power Project podcast. We have the best of the best guests in all of their respective fields. So whenever some important scientific informational aspect comes up in this series, I am not gonna pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm gonna bring someone else who actually does know what they're talking about. So if you don't know what SARMs are, stay tuned. I'm gonna have somebody explain everything about them, the ins and outs, the good, the bad, etc. So anyways, back to SARMs. I wasn't actively seeking them out. However, they kept popping up in my everyday life. I mean that like information or just in passing, they would come up, not physically start popping up in my life. So I became interested, I became intrigued. They sounded like they were too good to be true. So I started asking people around the gym, and I kept getting kind of the same answers. And that is, we don't really know what they do exactly. There's not enough research on them. There's not much history about them. However, there's tons of research and history, and we know exactly what happens when you take anabolic steroids. So if you're gonna take something, just take that. I remember it was maybe 2 years ago now, I had asked Mark about, hey, there's these things, I don't know exactly what they're called, they're selective somethings, but basically they're a pill that you can take orally and you're supposed to get jacked and tan from it. Do you know anything about that? And he looked at me and just said, those are all garbage. They're just, a marketing scheme. They don't actually work. Fast forward to not that long ago now, he said on a podcast what he thought about SARMs, and he said, plain and simply,
I think it's pretty clear that they work.
So it's pretty crazy to see quite the drastic change in Mark, and that's somebody that I look up to and I take a lot of advice from. So what's going on here? You have people on one end that say they're terrible, they will destroy your body and you won't get any benefits from it at all. And then you have the complete other side, which is you're gonna get jacked, tan, and have zero side effects. I don't know who to believe, but I'm interested, so I'm gonna find out for myself. So I'm gonna hop on a cycle of SARMs. I feel like I am a great candidate for it because yes, I'm still skinny, but also I've never done steroids. I've met and spoken to people on SARMs, and I've read about people on SARMs that have had great results. However, they were also on anabolic steroids and or tests. So it's sort of like, okay, you did great on SARMs, but was it the SARMs or was it the other stuff? Did some of the other stuff carry over into your success on SARMs? So that's why I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. We're gonna find out whether or not can you add size and strength on SARMs, and what are the side effects, because I will have nothing in my system other than SARMs. You guys are gonna know my exact dosages, but I gotta reiterate again, guys, everything here is just for entertainment purposes only. Don't be stupid. Don't think that this is a one size fits all. That's not the case at all. I'm also gonna get my blood work. My blood work's gonna be from before SARMs and then after the cycle's over, and that way we can really compare whether or not any damage was done in the process. You'll also get to see my diet. I'll be following the vertical diet. It's a super simple, easy diet to follow, and it's something I can maintain throughout the entire cycle. And what's important about that is it takes a variable out of the cycle. Why is that important? Let's just say by the end of the cycle, I gained 40 pounds and it's like, oh my gosh, SARMs works. SARMs added 40 pounds to Andrew's body. But come to find out, I've been just eating sticks of butter and I have a huge belly now. So that wouldn't be a true test or a true result of SARMs if we did that. So by following a simple diet, it's gonna allow me to really gauge whether or not I can gain weight on SARMs or not. I'll still be following a powerlifting program, kind of geared more towards power building. I know a lot of people get triggered with that word. But I'll still be focusing on the big 3. And then on off days, I'll be trying to do more hypertrophy work. That's such a hard word to say, hypertrophy. I'll also be adding some treadmill time on my off days. I'll be doing some steep incline hikes on the treadmill. Again, when I say off day, I don't mean like my day off. I just mean days where I'm not training the squat, bench, or deadlift. Now that you guys know who I am, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing it. I'm 33 years old. I've been training since I was 27. And although I don't hate the person I see in the mirror, I still think I am skinny, and I still think I should have made more progress by now. When I look at myself, I'm just like, well, you know, the test levels are not gonna get higher from here on out. You know, my body's not gonna get any younger. That's not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that I'm way over the hill or anything. I just know that it's not gonna get any better than what it's at right now. So how are we gonna know if Power Project SARMageddon was a success? Well, we're gonna run some tests. You guys know about the blood work, so we'll have blood work before SARMs and after SARMs, and we'll be able to compare those two. I'm going to obviously keep my weight in check, or keep checking my weight, I should say. As of right now, I'm not sure exactly where I am, but I'm gonna be somewhere around 180. I'm gonna go get that tested very soon. And what I mean tested is I'm actually gonna get an in-body scanner, so you guys are gonna know my body fat percentage as well, and that's something that I will keep updating as we go. As far as strength, we're gonna keep our eye on the big 3, my squat, bench, and deadlift. My current best numbers are as follows. My bench press is at 225 right now. My deadlift is 303, and my squat's a little iffy. I haven't quite tested my squat all the way. My absolute best squat as of right now is a high box squat at 300 pounds. I will also be doing weekly physique updates and kind of recapping the week and telling you guys exactly how it went, if I hit any PRs, weight's gone up, what have you. I guess if I were to set goals for all of this, it would be fantastic to be able to rep 225, repping being at least 3 in my opinion. If I can rep 225 on the bench press, I understand a lot of people can handle that real easily. I can't. I've only hit it, I think, 2 times in my whole life. So to hit it 3 times in one set would be pretty awesome. As for the squat, I would be ecstatic if at the end of all this, I could squat 300 pounds successfully. Like I said, I've been able to box squat that. However, it was definitely set up in my favor to be successful that day because it was a high box and the pad was a stiff pad, which always makes it a little bit easier to kind of bounce off of and get moving. For the deadlift, it is a serious goal of mine to finally reach 3 plates. In competition, I've hit 303, and that was a huge day because that was actually the first time I deadlifted over 300 pounds or more. I've gotten stuck at 305 in the past. Whatever it is, something about hitting 300 has been a mental block for me. So when I did it in competition, it was pretty awesome. However, if I can get 3 plates, I will seriously feel like I finally hit puberty. That day will come with or without SARMs. However, if SARMs can help get me there quicker, that would be fantastic. Or if it can just help me get there with less pain. Because one thing I haven't talked about is my back, and that actually will be a gigantic unit of measure throughout this whole thing as well. Real quick rundown, I actually have a herniated disc. When I went to go get it checked out, the doctor wanted me to schedule myself for back surgery that day. So I quickly ran out of there and said nope. And I've been working with Mark Bell ever since, and he's been kind of rehabilitating my back to get me to where I am today, which is, the doctor said I would never be able to train the way I did in the past. So, hey, what do doctors know? Body weight goals, like I said, it's really hard for me to gain and maintain weight. So if by the end of all this, if I can be at or around 190 pounds, I would consider that a huge success. Apologies in advance for this episode being so talkative, but I had to give you guys a background on who I am and what I'm gonna be doing. What you guys have to look forward to is a lot of training videos, a lot of physique updates, and of course, interviews with some of the best people that I have access to. So thank you guys very much for kind of sticking this one out with me. If you guys want to reach out, if you have any questions or you want to just chat, you can find me on Instagram at IamAndrewZ. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.